Gary Kalinich, and we're going to start a new series called Animator Tech Tips. This is basically tips that an animator will be using hopefully frequently to help speed up their progress and to get things done a little more efficiently. These are some things that I've discovered over the years, and I'm here to share them to you. Basically, in this tutorial, we're just going to show you two different ways you can manipulate your curves in the graph editor, both in a timing and a value sense. I think the more important one here is doing a value change, which happens quite a bit. So you recall, I'm sure, in dailies you have a director or an animation supervisor that gives you a note, and they're saying basically, oh, reduce this by 40% or 30% or 50% less movement. So there's several ways you could do that, of course, but if you want to try to get it done as fast as possible, or at least get the bulk of the work done as fast as possible, here's two different ways to do it, and the effect of each way will determine which method you use. All right, so let's go in the graph editor here. We have a long cube doing a movement rotation thingy because they, all long cubes do this, so this is normal. So this is a cycle, and this will just go on forever. I'm going to show you the first way here, but I want you to take note of the tangent angles here. So this rotation Z has the tangent sort of more linear on the post key direction here, and it's an overshoot on the pre-key direction. Similarly, with the translate X, the tangent pre-key is more or less linear along the path, pointing, more direct here to the former key, and it's overshooting past the key. So remember those two tangents. We're going to select all of our keys, and we're just going to make a broad change of, let's say, 40% reduction of movement, both on rotation and translation. I'm going to triple click here and type star equals, which is times equals in Maya. We're going to do a 40% reduction. So the mathematical equivalent of that to reduce is to go down to 0, but we're going to do a 40% reduction, so that means we need a value of 0.6. So we're going to do star equals 0.6. When I hit enter, watch the tangents and watch the curves. So you notice here the tangents have pretty well stayed the same. So what that does is now this is a bigger overshoot, and even now a sharper angle down here because this tangent angle hasn't changed. So it's more prominent on this one. See how this is now like a ramp. It's almost like a ski jump ramp, when before it was very linear. That's because the tangent angle remains the same. So if you know you need to achieve a more snappy movement with less movement value, this may be your way, your preferred way of changing all of your curves. So now when it's animating, you're going to see it's actually moving less left and right, and it's rotating less, but the transitions for the rotations and the rotations are more abrupt because the curves are sharper. So you may want that. Now I'm just going to let's see, maybe should I do a snapshot? Sure. Let me do a snapshot of this. This is a buffer curve snapshot that I want to do. And so we're going to save that just to give you to show the difference. And so the other way, we're going to go full screen here just so we can get the biggest effect visually that we can possibly achieve. So so we still have all the keys selected. And now I'm going to do a scale universally, but using the mouse pointer. So I'm gonna hit the R key, which is scale, and I'm going to middle mouse, and I believe it's Alt at the same. Oh no, it's Shift at the same time. So middle mouse. Notice the icon has changed, and you're gonna see that when I move the curve, the tangents are moving with it. So it's a more natural scaling of the value of the keys and the tangents between them. So this is more of a general slowdown of value and tangent at the same time. So if we wanted that 60% or 40% reduction, we're going to have to eyeball it. So we're going to say, oh, maybe it's somewhere around here. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, almost 7. Well, we'll just eyeball it. And so now you can see here the translates. It's still ramping up a little bit, but it's following better than the times equals method. So this is less. Oh, see, I'm still in the scale, so we don't want that. This is less work or less tweaking needed if you still need that linear movement. You know, but yeah, the former way was far more. It kept this tangent exactly the same. It did not move it at all. So scales will do that. Similarly, if you need to change the timing, you're going to see this. I'm going to go R, Shift, middle click, and notice the tangents. They're following more or less faithful to the original. So that's a very important thing to keep in mind if you want to keep that value of the original tangent, but less movement and rotation. This is more softer overall. So there you go. You got two different ways of manipulating your curves in one foul swoop. And I hope you take it to heart and enjoy that. If you like this video, please subscribe and comment if you have any questions. And in the future, I'll be answering those questions in a future video. Thanks a lot for your time.